The Rampage duels are nice for that dual element effect. Yeah, I saw someone else mention that too. I have yet to make a Rampage weapon, because I just haven't done that many Rampages. I don't think I ate. Good thing I can eat in a tent. Your last work shift, one of your espresso machines broke down. That was a fun shift. That sounds rough. I'm sorry, Bio. Booster. Weakener. Defender. Sure, go ahead, Marth. What's up? Like a bit of cream in yours, depending on the coffee, of course. No sweat. That's all good. I have been known to enjoy an iced mocha on certain hot days in the summer, and I have been known to enjoy an affogato if one's offered with good ice cream and espresso. Where in Monster Hunter's balance do you see statuses as being? Where do you want them to be? I think they're in a generally pretty good place, where usually you can't get good status super early into the game, so you can't abuse it. In the mid-game, like where we are right now, often you're able to obtain pretty decent status weapons for where you're at in the game, like that baggy sword and shield, and so you can kind of abuse it like that, where you're going to get a bunch of sleeps, a bunch of paras, and then towards the end of the game, statuses tend to fall off where the hunts take long enough and you need to deal enough damage besides those statuses, where eventually the procs will stop coming because the quests take long enough for the procs to not really happen super frequently anymore. And to me, that's where it should be in endgame, is you might get off one or two really vital status procs, but after that, then it's just about having a decent damage build as well. That's how I feel about it. Man, this really feels like World, doesn't it? Tobi Kadachi Bone Dual Blades, a Jyratodus. I know what you're going for, Uchi. I can picture it. Whoops. Whoop. Bad time to demonize there. Which one's the Jira quote? I don't know the number for it, but who needs sleep when you have Jyratodus, dude? Oh, it was quote 5. You were really close. Okay, so for Thunder, we want to be hitting his torso and his fins. Fins are on his back, kind of, and his legs. For cutting, we want to be going for his head and his legs and his neck. Not so much his torso. And his tail. Tail, leg, neck, head. Tail, leg, neck, head. That's what we're going for here. I have not yet, Skiffy. You're fine. I'd like to hunt Almudron soon. I know that's probably in 7-star if it's not in 6-star, so it'll be a little bit here. But I'm looking forward to the fight. Sounds like we have some bangers to look forward to in 7-star. Whoop. Missed. How? Oh, I was trying so hard to get out around the tail there so I could avoid the hip check. Didn't quite. Do you think status options should get comparable times to raw or the right element, or should be slower? I think that generally the weapons that have them should be balanced to be a bit lackluster, a bit more lackluster in one way or another than the strongest comparable raw or elemental option. So kill time should be a little bit less, but maybe a little bit comfier because of the status. Or maybe you can only get comparable kill times with it, or should like feel comparably strong if you know how to use the status to your advantage or build the status properly. Or yeah, if the monster is weak to the status, that too. To me, like them proccing the status is like a bonus enough. So I don't think they should automatically also be like stronger or something like that. I think you just have to work for it if you want them to compete. Oops. The buff to status is being that most monsters are going to at least get 1 or 2 procs, whereas most elements are not weak. Like most monsters are not really usefully weak to more than 1 or 2 elements. So like you can use status in almost any fight, especially something like Blast, where every monster is going to take decent damage from it. I think we're dealing good damage to him. Yeah, 130 attack is really low. That's too low. Then it's just like I'm just running this weapon in multiplayer as like a support option at that point. Darn, I was using the Silk Binder to adept dodge through something too. Ooh, wow, that has a big old hitbox to it, doesn't it? Hey. Nice. Whoops. Whoops. The effects in this game look so freaking good, man. The crits popping off and the thunder popping off. Love it. Love how the particles ended up in this game. Whoa, hello. The Sav Nomad? I don't know how to pronounce your name exactly, but if you're wondering why I don't have damage numbers on, it's just a personal preference. I like learning the damage numbers when I'm in the training room or when I'm first hunting a monster. Sometimes I'll look at their hit zones or use damage numbers, but most of the time I just like practicing my weapon versus the monster just by knowing their hit zones, not with the damage numbers on. They kind of distract me, and I'm used to it from the older games. Why I know aerial dual blades is the damage lower? I just don't like how it feels. I haven't really spent much time with aerial dual blades, to be honest with you. I tried out the switch skill when I first unlocked it and didn't like how it changed the combos. I think the damage is supposed to be pretty decent, actually. Ow. Whoop. Should've been rolling. Let's get that water blade off. If I can... God darn it. Eat the Nullberry. And I'm out of first aids. Okay, that's fine. Wow, really? Dude, channeling that fuzzy off energy. Oops. Home Skizzle, welcome. Don't even care about the damage. The fun when you master aerial dual blades is worth it. Yeah, it's not a damage reason for me. I just didn't like how it felt personally. I like playing dual blades on the ground mostly, but I'll still have to try it out sometime. Need to spend some more time to like give it more of a fair shot. A lot of the switch skills I feel like that at first. When they change up the combos, sometimes it just feels really weird, and so I don't like trying it out at first, but sometimes if you give them a shot, they really do feel like a lot of fun once you get used to them. I gotta do that for the aerial dual blades and sword and shield combos, I think. Oh. Remember that I had a long hitbox to it. Oh, okay. I did the adept dodge through the little tell right before he shot up out of the ground. I meant to do it through the move where he shoots up out of the ground. Oh, that's gonna hit me. Didn't do that much damage. Beyblading down the monster is the sole reason to use dual blades, but you can do that even without the aerial switch skill. It just takes a little bit more effort. Doesn't always work either. Definitely works a lot easier with the switch skill, that's for sure. Oh, he's not here. He's in the cave. Whoops. Well, lucky for us, there's a shortcut down to the cave. No worries for you, Savc Nomad, but I'm trying not to talk about any monsters I haven't yet gotten to in the game. We're only in 6 stars, so I'm going to delete that one message from you. But I'm excited for some of those monsters there later on in the game. I just don't want to talk about them super hard in the chat yet, because I don't want to know too much about those fights before I do them. So you're just fine, don't worry. You didn't do anything wrong. You're new to the chat, so you didn't know. I'm definitely excited to get to some of those monsters from the new title update. Yeah, we've been really slowly going through the game, collecting gear all the way through and clearing all the quests. And as we go through, I usually let chat choose my weapon. Chat picked dual blades for this quest, which is a Jyratodus and a Nargacuga. We did Jyratodus, now it's time for Narga. I'm wondering if I'm going to have enough potions. What the heck? Let me up there. I suppose I could have fast traveled back to camp and then gone through the shortcut to get to this area, but oh well. Too early. Gotta wait, delay those evades a bit. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. The fade back into the jump forward. Classic. The blue sharpness is making it so we're not bouncing as much. It's nice. Me too, Fog. I like 3rd gen dual blades too. And there's Mr. Sleepy Rajang. Oh, we have the map on. Whoops. Just realized. So it's easy to leave on some of those things I don't actually want to leave on most of the time. Ooh, the frames. Oops. I'm gonna go attack that Pookie. Probably. Is there a wire bug I can use here? No, I guess there's not. Or actually, yes there is. It's up here. I remember now. Narga's so cool. Wonder if getting rid of the map increases the load on the renderer? I doubt it. No. That was not why that happened. It was because we walked over a giant hill and could see the whole map. Cookie's backlight could have poisoned Narga. Yeah, I'm not trying to use the other monsters to really take down my target monster, Skiffy. I try and use... when rides happen, I try and damage my target monster as little as possible, because I want to practice with my weapon. I don't want to really use the other monsters that much. So I didn't really want to poison Nargacuga. It's neat that some monsters can apply statuses like that, whether it's a regular status like poison, or one of the new elemental blights like water blight or thunder blight. It's cool to see that. Flame blight too, but water and thunder are especially cool. Oh, Rajang is up. He woke up. Maybe he's leaving. He must be getting ready to leave. That must be it. Yep, that was it. Oh, he did do it twice. Missed with both the kunai. Ice Bite's super fun. Doesn't it just slow them down? That's pretty cool. The damage is something. These frames are something too. Do blights have an animation? Yeah, when the monster glows, like if you've ever done a turf war or used one of the endemic life that inflicts element, the monster will glow like all thundery, or they'll glow like water, or they'll glow kind of a light white blue for ice, or orange for fire, etc. You don't apply them with your weapon. You apply them with endemic life or with other monsters via wyvern rides. So we can turn not quite 180 degrees with that. I really like duels in this game. Whoops. Too early. Should probably heal. Not that many more potions here. Don't play any dual blades. What is the Silkbind doing when it looks like you have a tether on the monster? So what that does, Chiramoya, it's got a really short range, so it's kind of hard to stick the monster with it. But when you stick that little knife in the monster, it means that even if you hit the monster somewhere else, oi, that's not a good thing to say. Even if you hit the monster somewhere else, it will deal a little bit of damage to that spot, and then eventually, after you've hit them a few times, or after a certain amount of time, it'll explode and deal some damage. So if I hit the tail, it's still going to hit that leg there. And then eventually it explodes, and it does a good amount of damage when it explodes. So right now it's on the arm. You can see when I hit the face here, it still hits that arm a little bit too. I really like it. It lets you multitask damage onto hard-to-hit parts. So if I stick his tail with that, I don't have to hit the tail, but I can still deal some damage towards that part break. It's really neat like that. That's really cool. Thanks for the explanation. No worries. Dual Blades is really fun in this game. It also just lets you essentially like almost double your damage, because I mean like every time you hit the monster you're hitting them with your dual blades, but you're also hitting it with that too. It's nice. Slave Nart. Thanks for the follow. Ouch. We did get the sharpen off, but at what cost? Oh gosh. We are full on running away. Oh gosh, that always catches me off guard in this game. It caught me off guard in the old games too, but especially in this game. No, let me get to the tail, come on. No, my kunai. Pookie, you're here, save me, poison him. Ooh, there it is again. I gotta be watching out for that, man. That back hop into forward lunge is catching me out a lot. There it is. And that's all breaks. Oh! Got caught out. Down to our last potion. Hello, Lost No Frost. Down to healing with herbal medicines. Yum. Everyone's favorite. Okay, let's finish this out. So you can see there with that kunai, I didn't even manage to hit him at all, but it still did some explosive. It still did some damage to him eventually. It wasn't explosive damage. It explodes and it deals damage, but I think it's probably just cutting damage. One thing to note about that kunai too is that it doesn't mirror any of your elemental damage against the monster. It only mirrors your raw damage, or it does a portion of your raw damage to the monster. Whew! That was pretty close. Took like 30 minutes too. That was a good hunt. Let's carve that tail. We earned it. So if you have a really strong elemental build, using that kunai too much won't really deal that much elemental damage. Or if you stick that kunai to a really elementally weak part of the monster, it won't deal as much damage as if you focused it onto a raw, weak part of the monster. GG for a close fight. That was fun. Oh yeah, a while ago someone asked to see the village quests and I forgot to show it to them. Whoops. The Magna Roar is now the Magna Crisp. Alright.